Hey everyone, today I'm going to give you a talk through of how to remove the rear storage for the Z4 Coupe. The tools you will need here are a skinny flathead, any one size of the skinnier Phillips crosshead bits, a range of Torx bits ranging from T15 to T27, and preferably with a magnetic tip. Then lastly, some pliers. So as you heard, I will be giving a overview and walkthrough, pretty informal, of how to remove the rear center storage here. And this instruction will be specific to the coupe. And if you have a roadster, you can just get ideas from this. And I also don't have a CD or DVD drive there in the middle. So if you have that, that could add more complications. And just an overview, there are 6 screws that hold this down into the car. There are 2 down here on the sides, 2 in the center, in the middle down there, and there are 2 up top. And I'll tell you how to get to each of them. The first one is pretty easy. You take your skinny flathead and you kind of pick at the cover dead in the center on the bottom to remove the cover. Then you just use your crosshead Phillips screwdriver and just remove those screws. One on this side and one on the other side. Now moving on to the other set of screws here. In the coupe, the top bolts should be the next easiest to remove. Just remove this top piece here by getting underneath it from the front or the back, whatever you choose, and pop it straight up. And from there, you should see 2 large bolts that you will just need to unscrew. If you have a roadster, it may be different here, since you will probably have to remove this piece here. And some ideas on how to remove that are: there is 2 screws here. Remove those, and then also remove the piece that is holding those screws, was holding it in place. And from there, you should be able to lift this up a little bit and then try to pop this out. Maybe from the top, I'm not too sure about that. But from there, you should see the 2 bolts on top. There may be other electrical connections dealing with the roadster in the top. I'm not too sure. So just look out for that. Now moving on to the last set of screws holding this in. It is right down here underneath this cover here. And you can just simply slide this off just to remove it. Sorry, it's hard for me to do everything with one hand here. And when you get down here, you see those 2 white holes. That's where the screws should be. But in my sake, when I was either putting it in or removing it, I didn't have a magnetic tip screwdriver for my T15 bit, so I actually dropped them. The proper way to do this, I think, is to actually remove this door, and I'm not exactly sure how to do that, honestly. So I think it has something to do with removing this screw right here and then removing it at a certain angle. I wasn't able to do this, so I just stuck my screwdriver in at an angle like this with the door still attached. And because I can't get that perfect 90-degree angle with this door still on, I had to size down from the actual screw size. It's actually a T20, I believe, but because like I said, I didn't have that perfect angle, I sized down to the T15, which was still able to fit inside the hole at a maybe not the perfect angle, and then still rotate the teeth, kind of like, you know, how a differential works. And from there, that should be your last set of screws. Once you get that off and out, you can just lift this up. But once you should slowly do that, because there could be more electrical connections. Like in my instance, I believe there's just one connection that I use the needle nose pliers to help me remove it. And it probably had something to do with this and the lighting inside. So I hope that this gave you the ideas that you needed to get this accomplished. I will leave some links to more detailed videos on how to remove certain things. So yeah, I hope that this helped you, and thanks for watching.